let's go through another example. Okay, second example. Now here, write a NS chart to accept two numbers and display the average. So I want to take two numbers and display the average. Now, so there is no looping in that, right? Just take, first accept first number, accept second number, add the two number and divide by 2 and show the average. That's it. But I am asking you to continue that process after doing the first two numbers and giving the total. I am saying, okay, now ask the user, do you want to do another calculation of two numbers and get the average? Another one. You want to do it again? Do you want to do it again? So if he says yes, do it again. If he says no, you don't do it. So in this case, if you look at it, we want to do the addition of two numbers and displaying the average at least once. No, first time we want to definitely do. So for this, I'm going to use the loop until and do it, because loop until will allow me to do the addition and taking the two numbers and displaying the average once, and then I will check the condition or whatever I need to do and continue to repeat it over and over again until the user wants to quit. Okay, so let's see how that flowchart looks like. So here I have put the flowchart, and look, I have a nested loop until. See, this is the inner loop belonging to this part, and I have a outer loop which is this part. I just shaded it in green too, so you can easily see this is one loop, this is the inner loop. Okay, right. So now we need the screen and the variables. Now we have num1, num2 and the show, and we also have a get ANS, so I need that also, right? So I will explain to you about this in a minute. So I have num1, num2 and ANS and the screen. So let's dry run this and see. Starting, okay, then it says show enter a number, so it will appear on the screen, enter a number, then go to get num1. So now it's waiting for a number to be typed by the user. So the user types a number. Now in this case, let's say we type 5. Then the 5 will be taken by num1. Okay, so num1 will become 5. Then you go to the next line and it says enter another number, so that message comes up. Then you go to get num2, so the computer will wait for second number, the user types a number, so it's 7. You can type any number. Okay, I'm just taking an example here. 7 we type, then this 7 will be accepted by the num2 variable, so here, so this will become 7. Then go to the next line, this says show averages, so that displays, and then go to the next line which says show num1 plus num2 divide by 2. So num1 plus num2 is 5 plus 7, which is 12. 12 divided by 2 will be 6. So when you say show this expression, this evaluates to 6 and 6 will be shown, right? So now this is the first part of the exercise. Write a NS chart to accept two numbers and display average. We have done it. Now I want to ask the user, do you want to repeat this again? So for that, I have put a message saying here, look at this, do you want to calculate another one? So, and to give a hint to the user, inside the loop, I have put a message saying, inside the inner loop, please enter YON. So that will also come on the screen, so that user knows what the program is trying to accept. But you can't assume user will always type YON. He can type X or some other totally different letter even, or different message even. Okay, so just because a message is displayed, you can't 100% assume the user will put that same thing. So after this message is displayed, answer will be accepted, right? Now here user has to use, we are telling the user to type YON. Let's assume user types A, something outside this. So then what's going to happen? Get answer. So ans variable, that is this one, will take the letter A, right? So this will become that. So now what I want to do is, since A doesn't tell me whether the user actually wants to repeat or not repeat, I am going to force the user to enter YON. Anything else I am not going to take. So for that is why I have put this inner loop. In the inner loop, what happens is it says please enter YON, takes a value. Suppose a user types anything other than YON, now in this case it's A, after taking that it goes to the next line. So in the condition, in the inner loop condition, I checked if answer is not Y and answer is not N. You know how the truth table works for N, right? This has to be true and this has to be true for the whole thing to become true. So if this becomes true, it'll repeat, right? That's how the loop works. No, if the condition is true, it repeats. As long as the condition is true, it repeats. If the condition is false, comes out. So in this case, let's see. Answer not equal to y. Answer is a, not equal to y, yes. So it says yes, right? This is yes. Answer, and so this has evaluated to yes. Then we are checking answer not equal to n. Answer not equal to n, that is also true. So yes and yes, or true and true, both are true. No? True and true is true. So since this condition is true, it will repeat. So since user typed a, this will, the loop always repeats. Now as long as this is true, it goes to this one. Now here we are saying please enter again. So again that message is going to come. So since the user typed a wrong letter, we have, that is why I put this inside the loop, so that it will repeat as long as the user types a wrong letter. So in this case he has typed a wrong letter, so it says please type YON, and then you go to the next line to get answer. So now computer is waiting for a letter. Now this time again, if he types a wrong letter, same thing is going to happen. It's going to come and say please enter YON. Keep on repeating that over and over again until user types. So in this case, we'll say user says okay, I want to do another one. So he types Y. So ans variable will take Y. So this will go off, and now ans variable is Y. Then you go to the next line. Here again, remember truth table, and both has to be true for it to true. And what happens if this is true? If this is true, it's going to repeat. So ans not equal to Y, that is false. Ans equal to Y, so this becomes false. Ans not equal to n, that is true. So this is false and true. False and true is false. So the loop, this condition has become false. So if it becomes false, what happens? It comes out. That's exactly what I want to do. As long as they put either this or this, I want it to come down. I want to accept. Otherwise only I want to keep repeating if they type some other letter other than Y or N. So in this case, this condition is now false. So goes to the next line, right? And in the next line, which is the outer loop, in the outer loop, if the answer is yes, I have to repeat no. So that's why I said if answer is yes, is this yes? Yes, correct, right? So this is true. So if this condition is true, what happens in the loop? It goes to the beginning of the loop. So now we are here. So now it's again asking for a enter a number. Then you go to the next line and waiting for user to type a number. Now user can type any number you want. Let's say he types 20. Already it has a num1 has 5, right? So when you type 20, what happens? This goes off and it becomes now 20. Then you go to the next line, enter another number, right? The computer is now display this message and go to the next one, which is to get num2. Now it is waiting. The user types another number, let's say 30, goes to num2, right? So num2 has 7 now, it goes off and now it becomes 30, right? Then you go to this line, average is shown, so it prints that. Then go to the next line, show num1 plus num2. So num1 plus num2 is 20 plus 30 this time, which is 50. 50 divided by 20, 50 divided by 2 is 25. So show this expression evaluates to 25. So 25 will be shown as the average. Then again goes to the next line and again asks, do you want to calculate another number? So again, if he types yes, it will go through this, come out and do another loop and another loop and another loop. But so to make things shorter, I will say no this time. Okay. So after printing this, it goes to this to inform this message. So after that, it says please enter YON. So now let's go to the next line, and here waiting for a letter. So this time let's type in. Okay, say okay, we are done with. We don't want to repeat anymore. So I put n. N will be taken by ans. So this will become n, right? Then you go to the condition here. Ans not equal to y, true, right? N, this is true, and ans not equal to n, that is false. It is n. So true and false is false. So because this is false, it will come out of the loop to the next line. So here it's checking ans equals 1. Is it sorry, y? Is it y? No. If it is yes, it will start to repeat and go to the next loop. Since it is not y, this condition is false. It's checking, right? So since this is false, what happens? It won't go to the beginning of the loop. Instead, it will come out of the loop to the end statement, and that will be the end of the dry run. Okay, so you understand how this loop until works, and you can keep on repeating and do this over and over again. So just go through this. If you